Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Chasing 70 Degrees. I'm Travis, and in this video I'm going to go ahead and finish up the install of my Oracle Lighting LED cargo light. If you watched that video toward the end, I sort of was not very judicious with the use of the little clips, right? Sort of the cable clips that were used. I used all 5 of those on the back window. And so I went ahead and did a quick search out there on eBay and found literally the identical clips. And I've got a bag of them, and this was sort of the smallest quantity that you could get. And it looks like there's about 100 of them here. And I went ahead and I decided to get white clips because the inside of the rear Jeep top is actually white. So instead of having the black clips there against the white, I decided to go ahead and get some white clips. And this bag of 100 clips was only $10. So you get a ton of these if you're trying to do a lot of cable management. Maybe these would help you out. Again, I'm only going to use probably 4 or 5 to finish out my Jeep. But I have a link in the description below to where you can get these on Amazon. I'm going to put an affiliate link down there. And again, they've got a nice 3M backing foam. So again, just like the clips that came with the Oracle Cargo Light, and you get 100 of them for $10.99. And so let's go ahead, let's jump inside the Jeep. And actually, before we jump inside the Jeep, I'm going to give you a close-up look of these clips so that you can see that they're nearly, they look identical to me. And so let's go ahead and clean the install up a little bit and finish this up. All right, so here we are now. Let's take a closer look at these clips. Again, I was really, really happy that I could find sort of this under-over type clip design that we can use. And as I stated initially, I thought I was just going to, buy some more black clips, but the inside of the Jeep is white. And so I think that these are going to look a little more low profile. Even though the cable is black, I still think these will look a little more low profile. And if for whatever reason I didn't have that light, that these would not stand out so much. And so that's why I went with the white ones. You can see they give you a pretty big bag. And again, I think this was $10.99. The link is down in the bottom. So there's about 100 of these in here. And I'm only going to use about 5. And so as you can see, they give you the 3M PE foam, and it's a tacky on both sides, right? So it's sticky on both sides. And so that would be kind of the only thing I didn't like about these was they didn't already come with one side of the foam affixed, right? And so what I'm going to have to do now, if I was doing 100 of these, this might be, kind of an annoying thing to do, but there's only 5 of these I'm going to be working with. And so again, you would just simply take one side of the foam off, and let me look up and around here, and then we're going to lay this down, and we're going to try to keep that as straight as possible. And there we go, right? So looks pretty good. And so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to finish up the 5 of these by putting the 3M PE foam on the back. And again, if you're interested in these, it took me about 10 minutes to find these on Amazon because again, I wanted to get the same sort of over-under style that the Oracle lighting clips came in. And so I've got the link down below so that if you're looking for some of these, you can find them. And again, very easy to just go ahead, and they give you a number of these sheets here, this PE foam 3M material. They give you at least, what do we have in here? Like, I would say 4 or 5 sheets of that inside the bag here. All right, so now let's go out into the Jeep and let's get these placed where we want them. All right, so here we are again in the rear cargo area of the Jeep, and as you can see, we have the original cable here coming off of the Oracle LED lights, and I've got these tie wraps on here to kind of clean up the excess cabling. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and install probably 2 of the white cable guides here, and then 3 all the way down. Now, the one thing I've noticed here is there is this little gap right here between the sort of the I don't want to call it the shock, but the arm here on the rear windshield. There's this little gap in here, and I would love to be able to get this cable in behind that gap. I'm just not sure if that's going to work. And I certainly don't want to damage the cable that comes with the light. And so let's go ahead and let's place 2 of these cable guides here up in the top area, and let's get this rolling here. So I'm going to want the first one to come right up in here. I want to try to keep these as square as possible, or as level as possible, I should say. All right, so there's the first one. And again, we're going to come inside and then on top like that. All right, so there we go. So there's one, and then I'm going to put another one right over here. And again, I like to keep the cable management sort of nice and clean. So we'll place a second one right there, kind of on the same level as the first one. So we'll fish it through here, and now my next 3 are simply going to run right down the side. And so let's go ahead and drop those 3 in here. And so we'll put the first one right here, and there we go. And then the second one a little bit down, further away, about halfway, and we'll make sure we get that sort of lined up there. So if I was to drop the cable in, here's what we would be looking at, right? Sort of a nice clean look, and then we're going to end up with just one last cable guide right down here. And I'm going to do it just a little bit above this sort of rear window assembly here. Oh man, I would really like to be able to get it behind this so that it would kind of fall out here instead of, and I guess it's not that bad, maybe a tie wrap would work there. And they do have sort of, you know, this little thing here, but the cable doesn't fit too well in there. And so that would be it. And then I can go ahead and plug it in, and you can see it is drawing power, right? And so that's something to definitely to keep in mind, right? Is that this is drawing power. And so my plan is to go ahead and, when not using it, simply go ahead and unhook it and then just kind of let it sit back here, or, you know, kind of set it up here, and eventually it would, you know, it's going to fall down here, or to come up with some sort of a better way to hold it up here. But again, it's clearly drawing power, and so I don't want to leave this plugged in for long periods of time. Even with the lights off, like I said, it is powering this red light, and so sooner or later that light, my assumption would be, is that that's going to chew into your battery. All right, so we've got the cable guides in here across the top, and you can see where I placed them. And again, I'm pretty happy with the setup in terms of where these cable guides are lined up and how they look and how close it puts me to the 12-volt DC cigarette lighter plug-in. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for this install. Again, I really appreciate you guys watching. I've got a link to the clips down below. They also sell those clips in black, by the way. And so what I thought was interesting, the white clips are only $9.99. A bag of the black clips are $10.99. So again, I kind of like the idea of the white clips in here instead of the black clips, just because it kind of matches with the rest of the inside of the roof of the Jeep here. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday, and enjoy the chase.